We spent $12,000 to start our own Amazon business.
And they're going to share their honest results from their first month ever selling on Amazon, including the revenue, all their costs, and their final profit.
But we also made 3 major mistakes that most likely cost us $13,000 plus.
So stay till the end of the video to find out what those mistakes are, because by staying till the end, it could save you a lot of money. Karyna, tell us, how did you guys start this business?
We saw that AJ had a passion for cocktails, and we had a similar thing, but it was for smoothies.
And at this point, you guys bought cocktail cards, which cost you $34.99. And you realized that you could do the same thing that he did for cocktails, but for smoothies, and make smoothie cards. And we're going to be listing out all the costs associated with starting your business. So make sure, guys, to like this video, because they're being brutally honest about how much it cost them to start this business. So what was the next cost that you guys had in designing this product?
So we spent $296 on fruits and veggies, and we also spent $120 on a new professional blender.
And this allowed you to start testing some of the recipes for smoothies. So the next cost you guys had is, I think you spent $10 on some index cards and some markers to start mocking up what the product would look like. Is that right?
First, we brought white dry erase cards because we really wanted to get a feel for the design and the layout, because we really liked AJ's design for cocktails cards, but we really wanted a vertical format. So we started testing with a marker and everything, seeing the positioning of everything that we wanted. And the final designs are actually very similar to our original mock-ups on those whiteboard cards.
The next step was you actually found a manufacturer and you ordered samples. The samples cost you $95. Talk about, first off, how you found the manufacturer and what the samples were.
Yeah, so it was super easy to find a manufacturer since Travis was able to give us a contact of the manufacturer he used previously.
And the other thing that you did is you ordered the prototype for $95. And this was a set of just blank white cards. Why did you guys order that?
Yeah, we just wanted to touch and feel and see if we like how thick they are or how thin they are. Like, we just wanted to play around, just kind of, picture how our cards would look like.
See the quality as well.
The next cost after that you guys had was you spent around $5 printing out stickers, and you basically made a mock-up and you put the stickers on top of these cards to get an idea of what the final product would look like. Why did you guys do that?
I mean, that was mostly just so we could actually show people physically in our hand, because at this point, I think we had some renderings, but it was just nice that we could actually show a box and like the cards in a video, just so they could see what does it really look like in someone's hand.
Now, at this point in designing your mock-up, you really haven't spent that much money, but they're also not the most professional designs. What was the next step for you guys?
Yeah, so then we hired a designer and we spent $2,600 to design all the cards and the box, and as well as 3D rendering pictures.
And how did you guys find the designer?
It was also super easy. Travis gave us a contact.
Yeah, that's why Travis's course was very helpful for us, because it just put us in contact with so many people that we wouldn't have known. And it's like you said, everybody's just nice and they share information.
At this point, you spent around $3,000 to start your business. Were you nervous?
Actually, yes. At this point, we were fairly nervous because we didn't really have the validation that we were looking for yet.
But one thing you guys were doing along the way was you were posting about your idea on social media. How was that going?
Yeah, so at first it was kind of slow. We barely had any subscribers or followers, but I was able to invite my friends to join our Facebook group, as well as, follow our Instagram and YouTube. This is how our idea started spreading, because people my friends liked our idea, and then they started sharing on their social media about our product.
And you guys realized that people liked this idea. But it's one thing when people say, I like an idea. It's another thing for them to give you money for it. So you did something really smart to validate the idea. What was that?
Yeah, so next we actually put our idea on Kickstarter. So we had already put, a decent amount of money into designs and everything. We knew it looked great, and we knew that our friends, family, and all of our followers really liked it, but we didn't know is that if people were willing to pay money for it. And that's where Kickstarter is key, because they can order it pre-ordering before you've even made anything. And that's a really good validating point. Just, are they willing to pay for it?
And this allows you to make money before you have to spend any money on actual production. So then you can take the money that you make from a Kickstarter and go use it to make your first production run. But this actually leads into the first mistake that you guys made that, in my opinion, cost you at least $3,000. What was that mistake, and how can people at home avoid this mistake?
We were planning initially to launch in December, but then once we talked with Travis, he said that it would be a nice idea to launch at the beginning of the year when everybody is back to their homes from all the vacations.
And they're making New Year's resolutions. They're trying to eat healthy. It's perfectly timed. Versus during you don't want to launch a Kickstarter during Christmas, because what happens is people want to buy things that they're going to get in time for Christmas. They don't want to buy something that they're not going to get for a few months. What was the mistake?
Typically, it takes about 2 to 3 weeks for Kickstarter to review your listing and approve it. But this time when I clicked on submit, it literally took like probably 5 seconds for them to approve it. So then the big button came out. And what did it say?
I think it said launch now, and then there was a little tiny chyron that said details. And I walked into the room. She says, "Oh, it's approved." And I walked in. I was like, "Oh, let me see." And right as she was about to click launch now, I was like, "No." But then she was too late, and there's no going back once you've launched a Kickstarter. You cannot remove the campaign. So we spent about 24 hours, give or take, trying to figure out if we could take down the campaign, which we couldn't. And then we started marketing it after the fact. But, we lost probably a decent amount of revenue right there just from that initial 24 hours is very important on a Kickstarter.
And you launched this product the day after Christmas.
Yes.
Probably the worst day to launch a Kickstarter because people are just done spending all their money up until Christmas and they need a break. And I think personally, it lost at least $3,000 just from that one mistake. So make sure to be very careful when you're launching a Kickstarter. But you guys still did fairly well. How much money did you make from the Kickstarter?
The Kickstarter was over $4,000.
And that's enough money to kind of, first off, it lets you know that people are actually interested in this product because people spent money buying the product, but also you got that money before you really had to spend money on your production. So you were able to use that money on manufacturing. Right. So then you did your first manufacturing run. How much did your first manufacturing run cost you?
It cost us $6,000 to do our first production run.
Then from there, this product was made overseas, so you had to get it shipped into the United States. How much did it cost for shipping?
It costs about $1,600 to ship it here.
And did you guys do air shipping or sea shipping for this first run?
Sea shipping, actually.
So there's two different types of ways that you can get your product shipped from overseas into the United States. One is air shipping, and air shipping is going to be a lot more expensive, but it's going to be a lot faster. It's usually going to take between 5 to 7 days. The other option is what Justin and Karyna did, is sea shipping. It's going to be a lot slower. It's going to take like 4 to 6 weeks at least, usually, but it's going to be a lot cheaper. How long did it take you from the time that you sent the order till you actually received it? Do you remember?
It was there within 3 weeks.
Now, there are some other costs before you finally launch it on Amazon. Another cost was you paid around $50 for helium-10. What is helium-10 and why did you decide to get it?
Yeah, so we use helium-10 for keyword research. And this is really important because once you create a new listing, you want to put in all the keywords you want to rank for, so then your potential customers can find your listing. This
is a really key insight because Amazon is a search engine. People go to Amazon, they type in things that they want to search for. These are called the keywords, and Amazon will show products that it thinks are related. And how does Amazon know if your product's related? Well, it's based on whether your keywords are in the title, whether your keywords are in the bullet point. So you can use a tool like Helium-10 to figure out what are the most commonly searched keywords. And the reason it only cost them $50 is you used a discount code, and I've hopefully used my discount code. Link in the description down below. Travis50 gets you 50% off. And it's a great tool also for finding a product and doing product research. You still had a couple other expenses before you were able to launch on Amazon. I know that you guys didn't want to show any customers what your home address was. And on Amazon, now they made a new rule where if you're selling on Amazon, you have to tell people where your business is located. And if it's located in your home, you'd have to put that address. But you were able to find a workaround. What was that workaround?
Yeah, so we found this website called iPostal1 where we purchased a 1-year plan that cost us $99, where we were able to choose any address we want to list in our listing.
And there were some other fees also associated with starting your business, but in total, it cost you guys almost $12,000 to start this business. At this point, you just spent $12,000 and you haven't even launched yet. We'll talk about the launch numbers in just a minute here. But how are you feeling? Were you nervous? Were you scared? Were you excited?
I think we're feeling pretty confident, especially because of the extra money from the Kickstarter. It's like your product has already been partially validated because you know that people are interested enough through your social media, but then you also know that people are willing to buy it at the price that you set it at. I think the Kickstarter really, really helped with confidence levels.
So you guys finally launched on Amazon, but before we share your honest results from the first month, let's talk about the second mistake you guys made. And what was that second mistake?
I think our second mistake was not to take proper rest after we finished with our Kickstarter because we felt very burnt out.
This is a huge thing. Most entrepreneurs, when they just keep going. They launch something and they're like, okay, cool, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. And it's important to celebrate your wins. I always recommend when you hit a big milestone, take a week off, take some time to go travel and enjoy your life. But now let's get into your first month results. In your guys' first month ever selling this product on Amazon or any product on Amazon, how much money in revenue did you guys make?
Yeah, so we actually made $1,600 during our first months.
And obviously you guys know at home that revenue is not profit. What was the cost to manufacture the products that you sold during that first month?
It cost us around $327.
And during that first month, I believe you guys sold around 43 units. The next cost you had was the Amazon selling fee. And Amazon charges a flat 15% for every item you sell on their platform. And how much did you pay for this fee?
So we paid $240.
The next fee is the Amazon pick and pack fee. And this is the fee that you have to pay every time Amazon picks, packs, and ships your product from their warehouse to one of the customers that bought your product on Amazon. How much did you spend for this fee?
That was $316.
And how did you feel about spending this much money on all these Amazon fees? I know you guys had to ship the products yourself when you sold on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
How did that process compare to having Amazon ship out the products?
It is much, much easier to send things through Amazon FBA because when we fulfilled things on Kickstarter, we had to purchase boxes, we had to get tape, we had to pack everything ourselves. We needed to find, like padding and things to fit into the boxes. And then once we had everything packed and labeled, we had to take it every individual trip. We had to take our cars to go to the post office or wherever we were shipping from. So I would highly recommend Amazon FBA because it might even be cheaper.
Yeah, it's cheaper. So not only are you not having to pay for shipping, Amazon has cheaper shipping rates, so you get to use those, and Amazon's paying the employees to do it for you, so it's less of your time. And this is actually the reason why I got into Amazon FBA, is because I wanted to create a passive income business so I could travel. And since Amazon's basically getting you more customers, and because they're pick, pack, and shipping out the product for you, you can live wherever you want, you can travel the world, and your business is gonna keep running. So the last fee that we had associated with your business is Amazon PPC, and you guys actually got $200 in credit. So all new sellers on Amazon get $200 in Amazon PPC credit. So in total, drumroll please, in your first month ever selling on Amazon, what was your profit?
Yeah, so we made over $700.
Why do you think that your sales were so low for your first month?
Well, I think the main reason was because we weren't ranked for smoothie recipes, which is our main keyword.
And the reason you weren't ranked was actually partially a glitch in the Amazon system, right?
Yeah, that's right, because we tried calling them and tried to figure out what was the problem, but I don't know. It was kind of like they weren't sure why, so
that's something that you can get fixed. The other thing, there's probably two other reasons why I think sales were low for smoothie cards. The second reason why is there's not a lot of organic search traffic for smoothie recipe cards. And you can find this out by using tools like Helium 10. They'll tell you how many times per month people are searching different keywords in Amazon. And for cocktail flashcards, cocktail recipe cards, there was a higher search volume than for smoothie cards. The third and final reason why I think that sales were lower for smoothie cards is you guys have been trying really hard on social media, but you still haven't had anything pop off yet. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it's because it's a learning process and we just need to keep on trying. I think the more videos we post, the more likely one of them's gonna pop. So we'll just keep on trying.
I know you guys spent $12,000 to start this business, and so to only do $700 in profit in your first month, how did that feel?
It actually feels pretty good because, for one thing, like most small businesses aren't profitable within like the first year and a half or 2 years. And because we were able to raise the money on Kickstarter, like we're most likely going to be profitable within 10 months, especially at this current rate. $700 a month minus the $4,000 for Kickstarter. It looks like we could be profitable within our first year.
And we're going to get into the biggest mistake that they made that cost them over $10,000 in just a minute. But there was one other thing that you mentioned to me, is that you actually were able to get a better job because of the skills you learned through launching this product. Talk about that.
By acquiring the skills that I got from Travis's course and by running like Kickstarter and our social media, I was able to get a job in marketing that paid twice as much as my previous job.
And so even though I know a lot of people think that they're going to launch a product on Amazon, they're going to become a millionaire in the first month, that's not realistic. Even if you have a business that just does a little bit of money in sales, first off, eventually it's going to be profitable because really your sales aren't going to stay the same. Usually over time, they're going to go up and up and up. And there's a network effect when you're selling products because people say, hey, smoothie cards, that's a cool product. Where can I get it? And more people will start buying it. But the other thing is when you launch your own business, you're acquiring new skills. You're upgrading your ability to make money so you can get a job if you want that pays you double as much. So even if you may have lost money on right now starting your Amazon business, you're probably going to make that money back in the next couple of months with your job. Not to mention you're going to make it back with the business. So that leads us into the biggest mistake you made that, in my opinion, cost you guys at least $10,000. And what was that mistake?
I wish we would have started sooner because the sooner we would have started, the sooner we would have looked on YouTube, the sooner we would have found Travis's course, and the sooner we would have found our own passion product.
And if you guys would have launched this product a year ago, you would already be at break even. That would have already been an extra $10,000 in profit from your business. And this is one of the most common mistakes I see new entrepreneurs making. They wait or they try the wrong way to make money online. So get started now. I actually did a complete free Amazon FBA course. This is one of the first things that you guys use to start your business. You can get it by clicking right over here. It's an entire playlist of free Amazon FBA videos that show you step by step how to start your own passion product. So click on that playlist. I'll see you in the next video, and thank you for watching. Also, link in the description if you want to buy smoothie cards.